Welcome, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm looking forward to sharing. This is a presentation that we saw at the summit, and I'm actually excited to watch it again. There was so much to learn, and Dr. Liz Applegate is part of our scientific advisory board, and some of the tips that we've learned at her session was pretty awesome. And I'm going to have our one and only holistic nutritionist, Marilyn Vandenbrink, just give us a bit of an intro. And I think, with your background, Mary Ellen, being a holistic nutritionist, I think when Dr. Liz Applegate went through this, you were probably pretty excited. And just knowing that Neolife is sharing this amazing information. So thank you so much, Mary Ellen, for joining us this evening.
Yes, thank you so much, Nada. And as you know, I was introduced to Neolife almost 30 years ago in November. And when I got started, like we all go on a journey where we start making, changing our habits and making health changes. And when I saw this presentation from Dr. Liz Applegate, I was really excited because she made it so simple. And we're going to talk about a way you can start introducing these ways to be your best, because that's what we want. We want to feel good. We want to have energy. If we need to lose weight, we want to be able to lose it. We want to live the life that we want to live, not, and enjoy it. So Dr. Liz Applegate is incredible. She's the head of nutrition at UC Davis. She's a PhD in nutrition, and she's, specializes in sports. But what I love the most is she makes it simple. So she's used to teaching university and college students. So she puts it in terms that we can all understand, and it's just totally simplified it. So I know when you watch this presentation tonight, you're going to really, really enjoy it.
Hello, I am so happy to see you. I'm Dr. Liz Applegate, member of the Scientific Advisory Board here at Neolife. I'm also distinguished faculty from University of California, where I've worked with tens of thousands of students and a lot of student athletes doing sports nutrition. And all of us, like those student athletes, have the same request. How can I be my best? I want to feel alive. I want to feel energized, vital, vibrant, all those things. And I ask you, are you living your best version of you? That's what this is all about today, a journey to accomplish that. But first, let's look at, well, wait a minute, we're all different. We have different body sizes, different ages, different needs, really. So how can you tell me what I need? I've been through this a lot of times. I know that there are approaches to doing something every day, certain daily do's that can help us be our best version. So let me ask you a few simple questions. How's your weight? Do you think it's healthy? Are you able to sustain your energy levels during the day? What about your food choices? Are they healthy? And then, do you think clearly? Are you in a meeting and all of a sudden you're off on a Disneyland ride and they're talking about some important marketing story? Well, what your current self is an important place to start, because we want to look at your daily routine. It's critical for you so you can be your best version of you. What happens in the morning for you? What about daytime? How are you fueling yourself? What are you doing? What's your activity during that day? And when you finally end your day, whatever time that is, how are you setting yourself up for successful sleep? So let's go through your journey. I want to make this simple, actionable, and successful for you and everyone. But specific for you, we are going to do 8 daily do's to be your best version of you. We're going to go through each of them, how-tos, whys, and set you on your journey to be the best version of you. The first daily do, hydrate for optimal fluid balance. Now, I'm not going to tell you to drink 10 cups of water. It's not the goal here. The goal is to think about, what does body fluid do for you? It circulates nutrients to all those millions of cells in your body, aids in digestion, delivers oxygen to your cells. It literally is essential for life. You can't go without it. It's vital for skin health. You can almost tell when someone is dehydrated the way their skin looks. And over half your body weight is water. So how do you know if you have optimal fluid balance? I'm going to do something bold here. I am going to encourage you every so often to count how many full bladders of urine do you have each day. Yes, you heard it right. I want you to think about, you're going to wake up in the morning and urinate, and then other times during the day, and your goal is to have 5 or more. And what we know is that fluid needs depends on your calorie intake. So a small person eating fewer calories than a large person needs less fluid than that bigger person. You're out in the warm sun, you're doing certain types of exercises, your environmental conditions, all of those determine the amount of fluid that you need. And what beverages you're choosing, literally all of them contribute to your fluid intake, even coffee, as long as that's not your only beverage of choice. But alcohol actually is a diuretic, and we can't count that towards your fluid balance. It ranges somewhere between around 8 cups, upwards of 16 cups or more every day. And that's a broad range because it depends on you. So I want you, besides counting your bladders of urine, I want you to look at your urine color. Your urine color. We have 8 vials of 100% urine, not diluted with water. The vials, as you see from the left to the right, get darker as the urine concentration of metabolites and waste products gets more intense, more concentrated. The darker the color, the more dehydrated, lack of body water that you have. Dangerous for your health, your brain function, your heart function, and so on. The one on the extreme left is overhydration. It looks like straight water. But right around 2 and 3, you're fully hydrated. And as it gets darker, going from a pale straw color, light lemonade, to a beer color or different types of beer colors, that's as you get more dehydrated. And there gets to a point that you need to stop that activity that you're doing. If your urine is this darker color, 6, 7, and even 8, seek medical help. Now, I do want to point out that when you take a vitamin mineral supplement, you will have brighter yellow colored urine. So you want to do this middle of the day, check your color urine every so often. Now, what fluids you choose makes a tremendous difference to you being your best version of you. We have lots of choices. We have plain water, we have sport drink, we have different types of milk and non-dairy milks. We have sodas. We have lots of beverages with added sugar. And I want you to know that that's where we get a little iffy. If you're taking in much of your fluid from beverages with added sugar, chances are you are taking in more than your daily value for sugar, 50 grams. You're exceeding that, and that's not optimal for your food choices. What I want to encourage you to do with this daily do is to start a drinking routine. Yes, plan to drink. And know that during the day, hey, I'm going to bring this water bottle with me, or I know I have a water station at work. I have something in my car. You may already do this for your children, making sure they get enough fluid when they go to their sports practice. You count. I want you to set up your drinking routine. So try to avoid those beverages with added sugars, and make sure that when you're doing water, make it more flavorful. It actually, studies show you drink more and stay better hydrated when you put a citrus slice in it, or maybe some herb leaves. And by the way, when you eat fruits and vegetables, which we'll be talking about, 20% of your fluid needs comes from fruit and vegetable intake. Daily do number 2, we're on our journey. We're number 2 here. And this might seem, I don't know if I can do this. Physical activity every day, and I'm going to tell you, yes, you can. This is accumulating during the day 30 to 60 minutes of physical activity. It does not have to be a gut-busting, all-out aerobic workout. It can be walking your dog for 15 minutes and doing that again at night for 15 minutes. It can be joining a friend for a walk or an aerobics class. It can be you on your own watching a video. All sorts of activities are out there for you to do, and we want them to be fun. This isn't something that should feel laborious. And I think you'll notice the difference. Let's talk about the benefits of physical activity. First, we know there's great disease prevention and risk reduction. We know people who are fit have lower heart disease risk. They have lower risk for certain forms of cancer, lower risk for type 2 diabetes, and their bones are stronger. Lower risk of osteoporosis. What I think initially is so impressive about exercise is we find in research studies when people start an exercise program like walking 30 minutes, 60 minutes, within a few days, they already feel better. They have improved mood. Their energy levels are better. We notice that appetite control is improved and people stay in calorie balance. They feel better about themselves, body image, and confidence. I can't tell you enough or sell you enough on getting daily physical activity. So how can you possibly do it? Well, I want you to start by, hey, I'm working on my best version of me. You got to prioritize yourself. You have to put yourself out there for the day and say, this is when I'm going to be doing my activity. Capture those time opportunities that you can do. Get up off your work chair, get out and do something, come back in. You got 10 minutes to the next meeting, do it. Find a friend to do an activity with at work or at home, or go solo. Try to figure out times and you can do it. There are millions and millions of people that fit physical activity in every day. Daily do number 3, eat a morning meal. Notice I'm not saying breakfast. I just want you to think about and do it. Eat in the morning. I know for some of you that's a no-brainer. You love breakfast. But for many of us, we do not end up eating until 11, 12. We've been up for hours. I want you to eat within a few hours of waking. Eat a variety of different types of foods. It doesn't have to be the same breakfast cereal. And want to make sure there's protein and bring your meal with you, your morning meal with you. The research is very interesting with morning meal eaters. Why eat? Why can't I? If I'm not hungry, why should I eat? Well, you start your energy burning then as you put food on board. We know that people who eat a morning meal have better vitamin and mineral nutrition, and this helps them with chronic disease prevention, lower risk for heart disease, for example, and also improved ability to control their weight. People think, oh, I don't want to eat breakfast, I might gain weight. Absolutely not. We know that people who eat a morning meal weigh less than people who skip that morning meal. So think twice about that and get that in your daily routine. Important daily do. All sorts of foods work, even leftover pizza from the night before. How you're going to do it is to make that time for yourself. Again, prep something the night before, stick it in the fridge. Keep it in the work fridge for the week. Packaged food is just fine. Pre-cut up fruit and yogurt, great morning meal to have. You want to bring food with you. You have to take the initiative to eat a morning meal. Don't let that food happen to you. You make it happen. Well, daily do number 4, we're halfway on our journey. Select high quality protein, have protein at every meal. Yes, we hear a lot about protein, and for good reason. We want 15 to 30 grams at every meal. Convenience like Neolife Shake is perfect. Bring it with you, have it in your desk, put it in your car with a shaker so that you have that dose of protein, and we want to be doing that throughout the day, and I'll show you why. So protein is very critical because much of your body weight, besides water, the next most significant nutrient in your body is protein. It makes up your lean body mass. It's your immune system health and function. Your bones are made up of protein. And protein in your system helps control your body weight. This is among other things. How much do you need? It's not a one size fits all. Somewhere between 60 to 120 grams, depending on your activity level and your body weight. So what I want to talk about is why eat protein throughout the day. And you meal skippers, pay attention here because eating protein throughout the day is critical. Look at the red line, which is protein breakdown, and the green line, which is protein production. We make and break down proteins all day long. Your body's constantly refurbishing, refreshing. Hey, I got an idea. Touch your bicep. That bicep, big or small, whatever it is, has been remodeled in 6 weeks. You have a brand new bicep. So we're always making and breaking down protein. So in the morning when you eat, you supply protein to your system. Protein breakdown slows down and production goes up. Lunch, we do the same thing. So we're always in a cycle of making proteins and breaking them back down. This is why saving all that protein, 2 chicken breasts, and having it at dinner is not going to work. You want to sustain that protein building machinery throughout the day. Types of foods that will help you reach that goal, 15 to 30 grams in a meal. I have some examples there. Small chicken breast, 20 grams, size of a deck of cards. Glass of milk, 9 grams. Greek yogurt, 20. Cottage cheese, my favorite, a good 25 grams, solid high quality protein, and of course 2 eggs at 12. Fish is another good source. Plant protein sources, check the labels, make sure you're getting something protein that you can utilize, and usually tofu and soy milk and some of the others are excellent, along with string cheese. So there are a lot of choices out there. You also have the opportunity to check labels. Please check labels and see how much protein, and aim for 2 seafood servings in a week. Easy prep proteins are the best. Daily do number 5, eat 6 different servings of fruits and vegetables. We want to supply our bodies with all those rich nutrients, the colorful array that we see in that middle picture, we actually can find in Neolife products like the carotenoid complex. You want 6 servings, so like a medium piece of fruit, a cup of raw vegetable. Why go through all that trouble and eat so many fruits and vegetables? Well, they're about the best in terms of nutrient density that you can get. They're outstanding sources of 2 types of fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber that helps your digestive tract and your cardiovascular disease health. They're packed with micronutrients. And just take a look at those colors. We go from dark, rich blues and reds and greens and pinks and yellows, oranges. Those are all phytonutrients. Those are compounds that have been linked directly to disease prevention, particularly lowering the risk for heart disease, certain cancers, and also Alzheimer's. So it's so important to look to many different types of fruits and vegetables. Go for color. You hear this all the time, but try to aim for 6 different ones per day. 1 serving is a fist, roughly a small fist. You can push it out a little bit, but that's a serving of vegetables. 2 cups of greens, however, is considered a serving because they're so airy. For fruits, we look at a medium-sized piece. Those are small bananas, and that would work as a serving, otherwise a half a banana, and you see the other ones. So you want to aim for about 3 pieces per day. There are many ways that you can incorporate fruits and veggies into your meal and throughout your day by making combo foods. Buy the prepackaged fruit. Buy bagged salad. They're great. Add it to your yogurt and cereal in the morning. Throw it in that smoothie and open up a can of soup at night and put in 2 cups of greens to help yourself with that kind of vegetable intake. Daily do number 6, they eat the right fats. We're looking at getting omega-3s, an essential fat found in fish and other seafood, as well as omega-6 found in nuts and seeds, and a small amount of omega-3 in those types of foods. These are key essential fats, and I'll show you in a minute what their important role is. We also want monounsaturated fats, great for heart health. Avocado, olive oil, canola oil. And even this is where supplementation can be quite significant, like Neolife's Salmon Oil Plus, that provides key array of essential fatty acids in the form of different omega-3s. Choosing the right fat for you is so important to keep your cell membrane structure intact and healthy. Your brain cells, neurons, have omega-3s and some omega-6s as part of the membrane structure, and this is important to keep that integrity, to keep the health of brain cells. Same for skin, and this ultimately translates into disease risk reduction, especially for cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and the delay of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's. Choose the right fat, so look at seafood or an omega-3 supplement if you're not going to eat seafood, nuts and seeds, and lessen your use of solid fats, saturated fats, things like, breaks my heart to say it, but cream cheese is very high in saturated fat, and we want to try to eat less of that, as well as pastry. So it's about making a shift. Reach for fiber at every meal. That's daily do number 7. we want to make sure that you get fiber. We've talked about fruit and vegetables. Well, I want to tie in whole grains and beans and more about nuts and seeds. These are all sources of fiber. Fiber is an indigestible carbohydrate found in plant products. Well, why is it so beneficial? We really can't digest it very well. Well, it's so beneficial because literally it's magical. It promotes healthy digestion, keeps your gut bacteria happy, and when they're happy, you're happy. They make compounds that affect your mood. They make compounds that affect your immune system strength. Fiber helps diminish your levels of hunger. It helps lower the risk for chronic diseases, in particular cancer of the large intestine, heart disease, and diabetes. So it's so important to get this fiber and get it from a variety of foods. And I say it is easier now than it was 15 years ago to get more fiber in your diet. We have whole grain everything, lots of ready-to-eat fruits and vegetables. In fact, I want to encourage you to eat fruits and vegetables. In addition to whole grain, get 2 servings of whole grains every day. So that means a half a cup of cooked pasta or brown rice or black rice if you haven't tried that yet. All very good sources of fiber. So these grains, along with getting beans in your diet, nuts and seeds, will help you meet that fiber need that's about 20 to over 30 grams. The more calories you need, the more calories you eat, the more fiber you need. Again, not a one-size-fits-all. I can tell you what they put on food labels. They look at 28 grams as being the daily value. You may well need more or even less than that. You want to try to leave on peels. Select whole grain versions as best you can and add fiber sources. Fiber supplements like Neolife's or the Seeds and Neolife Bar are a great way to get additional insoluble and soluble fibers. Okay, our journey's almost at the finish line, and our last daily do is establish and keep your sleep routine. Can't even tell you how important this is. We want to make sure that we are consistently getting healthful, restful, restorative sleep. It promotes a healthy weight. We know that people who get 7 to 9 hours of sleep actually maintain a healthier body weight than people who are sleep deprived. It boosts your immune system strength. You really are regenerating, rejuvenating, restoring when you go to bed at night and wake up in the morning. And you feel better when you wake up and have had a good night's sleep. There's something to that saying, oh, Charlie, I think he got up on the wrong side of the bed. Really what that means is that maybe Charlie didn't get enough sleep last night and his mood is affected. We also have evidence, strong research evidence that work performance is improved, both at work, cognitive skills, as well as athletic. And then finally, chronic disease risk is lowered when people have good, healthy sleep routine. Ask yourself this: do you ever feel like you don't have enough enthusiasm to get through the day? Maybe that happens every so often, once in a blue moon, as they say. But what about if it's happening every week, like you really are dragging on Fridays? Wonder if you stayed up pretty late the night before. Or what if it's happening a couple of times a week? Or what if it's every day? Like, it shouldn't be this tough to get myself out of bed and get to work or handle at-home daycare or any of the things that you're doing. So if these are some of the things you're finding about yourself, check your sleep routine. How do you establish it? Get that 7 to 9 hour time window and protect it. You know, hey, I can't go to the movies at 10 at night. I know, a lot of college students do that type of thing, but you want to protect so that you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep and you're up ready to go, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's fun. You want those hours of sleep. Keep that routine on weekends and days off. Why? Because you might think, oh, I'll catch up on some sleep on Saturday morning. It doesn't quite work that way. You want to be consistent so you rejuvenate and you restore yourself in that 24-hour period. Try to avoid bright lights when you set up yourself for sleep. Try to avoid disturbing movies, no Night of the Living Dead, and try to limit your screen time. Hard to do, but get rid of that screen. Don't be distracted. Put the phone away, have a digital alarm clock, and avoid caffeinated beverages about 5 or so hours beforehand, alcohol as well, which can maybe make you feel sleepy initially, but actually it disrupts your sleep cycle. Large meals are not helpful within those few hours before your routine bedtime. So I think you can set yourself up for better sleep routine. So let's pull your journey together. You're on it as of right now, today. You are on the journey to be your best version of you with proper fluid balance, physical activity, eating a morning meal, making sure you get protein, 6 different servings, vegetables and fruits, making sure that you have healthy fats, those omega-3s and omega-6s, along with getting adequate fiber from those different plant foods in your diet. And then finally, establishing that sleep routine and keeping it. I wish you the best on your journey, and I look forward to seeing you along the way. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you, but there was a few things there that I knew I could improve, and I hope some of you feel the same way. And I know, Mary Ellen, you've studied this this chart, and I think this is something that maybe you can guide us through. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause I find when people start a sleep, some new habits, that it's a little overwhelming if you do all 8 habits at once. So what they've done is Dr. Liz Applegate has put together this chart to help us work towards it. And we can do this over a 4-week period. And what may be a little fun is maybe get a buddy to do it with, maybe get your upline, or even get a group and maybe make it like a game and see who gets the most points, and you could do a prize at the end, something fun. So week 1, what are you going to concentrate on? And you may already be doing some of these, so this will be even easier. You want to work on making sure you hydrate and have physical activity. Super, super important. So every day in week 1, when you do that, you check the box. And at the end of the week, you can kind of score yourself and see where you go. And, we are going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect, but the goal is to do as much of this as we can. And to be honest, the more you do, the better you're going to feel, the more you're going to reach your health goals. And this is a great chart even to tie in with the NeoFit 90, which is something NeoLife offers. And at the end of it, you can get a free t-shirt. And at the end of 90 days, they have amazing prizes. And if you want more information on that, ask your sponsor, and or the person who introduced you, and they definitely can show you how to get started. It's super easy to get involved, and it's a lot of fun to keep you accountable. So week 2, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure we eat that morning meal. And as she mentioned, it doesn't necessarily have to be breakfast, but something within 3 hours of waking up, and have protein at every meal. And again, you check, because now you've got week 1, you've got those 2 habits in place. So week 2, you're going to really work on these habits and tie them together. At week 3, you're going to start choosing the right fats, working on the olive oil or avocado oil and omega-3s, and tying all that in 6 different fruits and vegetables. And again, you set that goal, the more you do it, and you can get creative. Like she mentioned, like I throw in a couple handfuls of fruits and spinach in my smoothie and my NeoLife shake in the morning. Great way to get 1 to 2 servings in. For snacks, you can do blueberries and yogurt. Any way you can get more of those fruits, and stir fries are great. Or if you're making pasta, saute a bunch of vegetables in with, don't just eat pasta, mix it in. And so that's week 3, you're going to do that. And again, check. You're going to go for the week. And then week 4, you're going to work on fiber at every meal. And the reason they say that 25 to 35 grams is that's what the Canadian Cancer Institute actually recommends. You need that much fiber. And again, you introduce it slowly, because now you've been introducing those fruits and vegetables. So you're kind of on that road already. And then you're going to really, really work on your sleep routine. And by doing this, and at the end, like I said, if you have a buddy, you can compare notes. Maybe the person who has the highest checks, you guys can go out to lunch and celebrate and do something fun. So this is just a fun way to keep it in check. And I know when I first heard Dr. Liz Applegate, what really impressed me was, because she's a very well-respected, scientist. And the reason that she said she joined up with NeoLife was because she'd been approached by so many different nutritional companies. But when she saw the science behind our products, this is why she felt so compelled to join Neolife, and now she's taking this knowledge and helping us share it with you. Because as you know, with Neolife, we get to meet the scientists, talk to them, and here's a perfect example of how she's using her knowledge to help us reach our health goals. So did you have anything to add, Nada, to that?
No, you know what? I think this is great, Mary Ellen, because, and I love the way she kind of even made it simple. Like when she said even have a pizza in the morning, like I almost thought, oh, but then I think what she was doing was she was relating to what kids are doing, right? And not everybody's gonna have pizza in the morning, but I love it that she this is reality. Some people are gonna do that, but she's also saying, you know what, if you're gonna do that, add fiber, have a protein, have like these are things that you can do to just improve your day by adding these extra things to make sure you're getting the critical nutrients that you need. And then Neolife just has those extra little tools to help you reach your goal. And so that I think I was really excited when I saw this presentation, and you just laid it out so nicely. So thank you so much for giving us a better picture on what our weeks should look like. And I love the stages. I mean, because you're right, sometimes it's difficult for somebody to dive in and make all the changes right away. But it gives you enough time to look at what you're doing and what your habits are and see what areas you need to improve. And you're right, Dr. Liz Applegate, I mean, she picked Neolife, but it took a long time for her to come on board. She researched our company to death. And then when she saw who we are, she knew that she wanted to be a part of this company. And, we are a worldwide nutrition company operating in over 50 countries around the world and in business since 1958 and trusted by millions of satisfied customers and business partners. And the goal for the company is to truly end the trend of chronic disease and poor wellness. That's our mission. And, and we even have an incredible income opportunity for those of you that are like, at this point in your life where you're thinking, man, could I ever use a few extra $100 every single month? But let's focus on the nutritional side of things, because that's what I would really like to cover this evening. And, another thing is the Neolife products are created by doctors and scientists. And that's why Dr. Liz and many of our scientific advisory board are so grateful to be a part of a company like Neolife, because they don't just endorse the product. They're involved in doing research and developing. And today we're focusing on the nutritional line to fill those gaps that Mary Ellen talked about. And, when Dr. Liz talked about the different nutrients that we're needing, the supplementation that we have to offer just fills the gap as to what's missing, like our grain oils, the fruits and vegetables called carotenoids, omega-3 fish oil, and a great multivitamin. So as you're making your changes and making those better food choices, a great multivitamin pack like this just fills the gap. Because I know she's saying, 6 servings of fruits and vegetables, but optimal, we should be getting 9 to 13 servings a day. So yes, you want to be eating those foods, but also supplementing with some of those nutrients to fill the gap. But let's talk about TreaN, because these are things that even though you're eating whole grains, like she talked about the brown rice and the whole grain breads and, the cereals, unfortunately, the oils are gone. They mill and process all of our grains, so our foods have a longer shelf life. So we're getting the fiber, which is so important, but we're no longer getting those essential lipids and phytosterols. And these oils surround every cell in your body to make sure that cells are absorbing nutrients and eliminating waste. So TreaN, that's in this little vitamin pack, helps to fill that gap so all the nutrients can get into the cell and waste can go out. And they're made from whole grains that are not genetically modified. This is what started this company 65 years ago. This is what I started taking 35 years ago. And this will help me with my energy and help me with my moods, help me with regulating my hormones. Some of you know I was working as a police officer, and the shift work just really had a lot of I struggled with that with my job. And when I started taking TreaN, I felt amazing. So this is so important, no longer in our food, filling the nutritional gap. The other area is we talked about the fruits and vegetables, and she mentioned carotenoids. And one of these that's in this pack is like eating 80 pounds of dark fruits and vegetables in every box in a month. So you're eating your 6 servings a day. And then by taking one extra a day, it's just helping you get those nutrients. And this was clinically proven to boost your immune system 37% in just 20 days. And it was published in a medical journal as well. And it was patented. Then your fish oil, omega-3. We should be eating more. I find it's a challenge, especially because some of our fish is contaminated and some people don't like fish, and even the price of fish. I don't know about you, but I don't know if you've been looking at some of the fish prices today, but omega-3 fish oil is important. Good fats are important. And one of these is in this pack. And our Salmon Oil Plus has all 8 omega-3s, tested for 200 contaminants with an allowance of 0. Pure Atlantic cold pressed fish. I love the fact that there's no mercury and lead because it's safe for moms and pregnant moms and kids. And it's so important that there's no traces of mercury or lead in our salmon oil. But guess what? Clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. Just an incredible product. And then you're getting a multivitamin. So this little pack of vitamins, we really call it a Cadillac, a multi, has all your vitamins and minerals and those key nutrients to fill the nutritional gap. Then when you add it with our protein shake, this is something that Dr. Liz talked about, was remember how having protein with every meal. I still find that morning and breakfast time, this Neo Life shake is just a great way to get that protein first thing in the morning. And if you are somebody that likes to exercise like myself, I love it again as having it as an after a workout as well. So that's how I'm finding that I'm able to get my protein throughout the day with every meal. And I do eat nuts in between, and nut butters and fruit and cottage cheese and tomatoes. So there's so many things you can do, but the Neo Life shake, again, is just that one product to help you. So when you add it to this vitality pack, we call this a breakfast solution. So just kind of start your day to get you on that track to fill the gap as to what's missing in your diet. And the Neo Life shake is completely natural. I mean, all 22 amino acids. It's easy to digest. It has 18 grams of protein. It's a complete protein, and that's really, really important. 5 grams of fiber. Remember Dr. Liz Applegate saying add that fiber, so you're getting a little bit in this as well. Glycemic control response, so it's regulating your blood sugar. And guess what? All your vitamins and minerals. So it is a meal replacement. For those of you that are meal skippers and don't like to have breakfast, well, this can be your meal replacement. Okay, so, and again, it's just a great way to start your morning. And the flavors are absolutely delicious. You're going to find a favorite, or you're going to love all 3, like myself. And then, Mary Ellen, what are the other benefits? And I think Dr. Liz talked about some of the benefits of protein.
Well, the protein shake, as you can see, this is Gabby. Her sister Ada introduced Gabby because poor Gabby was a young mom. She's only 30 years old, and her husband had just passed away from complications of diabetes, and she wanted to get her health on track. So she joined the NeoFit 90, and as you can see, she lost 30 pounds. She feels so good about herself, and she's such an amazing role model for her kids. And she never looked back. But the thing is, because this is a lifestyle change, she introduced those 8 daily do's. You can see 5 years later, she still looks great. And as you see, she's incorporated exercise and drinking water and doing all those right things. And she takes her shake and Pro Vitality every single day to this day. And we have so many different health solutions. We focused on the major one tonight, but if you do have other issues, you can talk to the person who introduced you, because we have amazing, Dr. Liz Applegate talked about sleep. A lot of people can't sleep because they have cramps in their legs and things, and the magnesium is a wonderful product for that. For people with tummy issues, we've got our aloe or acidophilus. So again, if you do have something else that you have a concern about, be sure to talk to the person who invited you tonight.
Absolutely. And even kids, right, Mary Ellen? I mean, we talked about a lot of the products for adults, but we do have an amazing product line for children that also help to get those good fats and those grain oils and antioxidants like the fruits and veggies as well. But what about that hydration? I mean, this is something that, oh my gosh, I just so love this product. We brought it home from Texas a few weeks ago, and I've had it every day. So maybe you want to share a little bit about something that we have to help with that hydration piece.
Yeah, when we introduced this Elevate, it tastes so amazing. In fact, I sent a sample to one of my customers, and the first she tried it, and she goes, "This Elevate is amazing. Send it to me right away." Like she just loved it because it gives you energy, it's hydrates, you can mental focus, like, and it's great. You get 30 sticks in the pack, so easy. I just throw it in my water bottle at the gym. But what's great, this is the healthiest energy drink out there. There's no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, preservatives. It's all natural, and it has so much more than just, like things for energy. There's no added sugar, only 10 calories, and it's GMO free. So it's clean, 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 which is so, so important. And what's the benefits? Well, it's going to increase your physical and mental energy. I know I used it on the golf course today. Oftentimes before I'd finish 18 holes of golf and I was just like exhausted. Now I walk off, it's like I haven't even golfed. Increases alertness and focus, positive mood, you feel better. And of course the hydration, because you need those minerals to help, those electrolytes to help you absorb your water. So, so important. And what makes this different is got those nootropics, which improve brain function, which is very unique. And again, it supports energy production, and of course, those electrolyte minerals for enhanced hydration. So it's just an incredible product. I haven't seen anything else like it out on the marketplace at all.
No, and I had to laugh today. My sister is saying the reason why it's flying off the shelf is because it tastes like Kool-Aid. And I laughed. I said, "Oh my gosh, those days of Kool-Aid, whereas now we would never buy that for our kids. It's like, do not buy that." And now we're like, "Oh my gosh, we've got this amazing product that tastes so good. And it doesn't have all those bad things, right?" So yeah, it's such a great, great product. And how do you get a hold of these amazing products? Well, you know what? Neolife has a wellness club, and it's free to become a member. If you just want to try the products, you can register as a customer and you automatically get a 10% savings. And if you want 20% off, which is definitely doubling your savings, all you have to do is have, for example, that Vitality Pack on Neo Ship. So coming every month, and it's a month supply. Or the breakfast solution. If you're thinking, you know what, I could really use a better quality protein or an option to help me reach my protein needs. When you get that breakfast solution coming every month, it's a month supply, you get 20% off. Just a great way to save get the discount. And also you also get your shipping back after 6 months of being a loyal customer. And you get to spend that. It's called loyalty points, and you can spend it on other products. So my customers love getting their shipping back after 6 months. And as a second option, if you're thinking, you know what, I'd like to know more about how to generate income, or share this to make a little extra cash as like a side gig, or build something like I did, where I was able to leave my police career. Where can you start a business for as little as $98 in Canada or 75 in the US? And that unlocks a 25% savings. You have full access to the compensation plan, and you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We work together as a team, and you're not alone. We work with you, and it really is a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We travel together as a team. So if you're thinking, even just being a part of such an amazing community, you'll be so grateful that you've joined us in that venture. So again, if you're just thinking about trying the products, give them a try. If you're thinking just Vitality Pack, if you're thinking, you know what, breakfast solution, which is one of our best sellers, and many people are now adding that Elevate because of the hydration, and trying to get more, more hydrated and drinking more fluids throughout the day. And if you're someone like Gabby, where you're wanting to, lose a few pounds, then that weight loss solution is a Shape Up Pack in Canada, and that's that last pack there that you see. So again, whatever your goals are, your fitness goals, weight loss goals, hydration goals, filling the gaps in your diet, Neolife has a solution to help you every step of the way. So, I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope that you learned something new. I know I did, especially after listening to Dr. Liz. I thought I was doing pretty good. And then there's a few things I thought, you know what? No, I think I can improve in that area as well. So I hope that you got something from this. I want to thank Mary Ellen for your expertise and your knowledge, and guiding us through this 8 daily do's journey. So I will be stopping the recording and opening up to any questions that you may have. So thank you again for joining us all this evening.